So we're comparing the Diode Dynamics fog lights and the Morimoto. Now first up are the Diode Dynamic fog lights, and these are 5000 K on the color spectrum, so it's a very white light. Next up are the LED fog lights available from the Retrofit Source. These are the Morimoto fog lights. These are rated at 5500 K, so still white, but possibly a little bit wider when compared directly to the diode versions. Now, this is the diode and the Morimoto compared directly to each other. They're both attached to the same plate, so they're at the same distance. First thing you will notice is that the Diode Dynamic fog lights are definitely wider. The beam output, of course, is nice and even. They both have very good cutoffs, but the Morimoto that you see here is not quite as wide as the Diode Dynamics version. Now, with the Morimoto ones, you do get a nice blue color cutoff that you'll see here in the video, as compared to the diode, which has more of a yellow hue to the cutoff color itself. But both very, very good. This is the Morimoto Retrofit Source LED fog light right here. You can see it's got a really nice blue purplish hint in the color band on the top cutoff area there. And the light output from the Morimoto one is slightly thicker as opposed to the diode. So right here, this is the Diode Dynamics LED fog light. So you can see the cutoff doesn't have quite as much color to it. It's got more of a orange-yellow hue towards the top edge, but this fog light is very wide. So the band of light that you get from the diode is not as thick height-wise as compared to the Morimoto, but the beam width is wider. Okay, so when it comes to the fog lights, both the Diode Dynamics and the Retrofit Source Morimoto ones, both are really, really good. I did try out both on my car. Unfortunately, I don't have any footage of that. Both really put a lot of light out on the ground. They are both LED, so they're using a lot less power than your normal standard, halogen or HID bulb for fog lights. Not only that, both the Morimoto and the Retrofit Source fog lights are DOT and ECE approved, so that means you're not going to get a ticket or something like that if you are concerned about running legal lights in your vehicle. But overall, they really put a lot of light out on the road. The Diode Dynamic ones are wider, so if you're looking for the absolute widest beam width, you're definitely going to want to go with the diodes. But having the Morimoto Retrofit Source fogs on the car, the light output is again really good, but the cutoff also looks really nice. You get that nice blue kind of purplish hint to the top part of the cutoff, which a lot of enthusiasts for lighting really kind of go after. The other really kind of important thing about these fog lights is they do fit a ton of OEM vehicles. So if you have a newer vehicle especially, most likely these fog lights will fit your car. Now there's a couple different versions or variations of the lights. They all have the same light output and everything, but basically the manufacturer changes the way that the mounting points are, where the height adjuster screws and everything are. Both really support the aftermarket community for lighting when it comes to enthusiasts. So this stuff is well designed. It's not a ripoff of other companies or creations. So you're buying something that's original. You're getting something that's got top quality. Both have really good customer service. I've ordered parts from both. Shipping is fast. Communication is fast. You really can't go wrong with either one. Right now I have the Diode Dynamic set up on my car, and then I have the Morimoto version on my truck. So regardless of which ones you want to go with, kind of pick one and stick with it, or get both and try it out like that. But realistically, you're not going to buy the Diode and wish you got the Morimoto, or buy the Morimoto and wish you got the Diode Dynamic ones. The light output is fantastic. If you've got HIDs on your car currently, or LEDs, the light kind of blends together really well on that. Both the Diode and the Morimoto have really good color to it, so the white, it really matches HIDs and everything very well, unless you've got a really low temperature HID or really high. But otherwise, this will be a huge upgrade to your factory fog lights. A lot of cars, fog lights are kind of a joke now. You turn them on, you can't even really tell. With the upgraded LED fog lights from both Morimoto, Retrofit Source, and Diode, you'll tell when the fog lights are on. You can definitely see wider on the left and right sides of the road, as well as it helps fill in kind of the gaps on the actual street when you're driving. So if you have a spot on your projector for your headlights that maybe don't fill in quite as well, or you've got halogen reflector bulbs that suck, these are really going to make a big difference. Okay, and the other notable thing that we should go over, Diode and the Retrofit Source and Morimoto rate their lumens and everything a little bit differently. Pretty much every company does. So don't go off of one number versus another company's number. Both of these fog lights put out pretty much the same amount of light. So don't think that, just because the Retrofit Source rates theirs at 1200 raw lumens per fog light bulb versus Diode Dynamic 600 lumens, that it's twice as bright. It just, everybody, the manufacturers measure their light output differently. So just kind of go off of the power wattage and everything that's used by the fog lights, and you can kind of determine how much is actually getting to the LED chips on each one. So I don't know if I mentioned, both LED fog lights from both companies are waterproof. So if you put them on your car or truck or whatever, you don't have to worry about them fogging up or leaking or whatever else. It's a pretty simple design. Both look really good installed on the car, and the light output is fantastic. So if you haven't upgraded your fog lights yet, even if you have HIDs or whatever else, these LED fog lights are more than likely going to be a lot better than what you've got. So definitely check out either Diode Dynamics or the Retrofit Source for fog lights.